Hello everyone, welcome to QNet Live Show. I'm Sam, your host for today's topic. And okay, we are going to check the topic is basically we're going to introduce you a new product, and the title is AMD Ryzen NAS Family Expanded. Well, today we will introduce the AI-oriented TS 1677X series. And this is okay, from the name of the NAS. This is a 16-bay NAS. And today we invited Jason.
Hi Sam, hi everyone.
Very familiar with our new products. So basically, we will show you the advantages of this new NAS, and maybe we will show you some comparison to show you why QNAP NAS is better when comparing to the other brand on the market. So let's get into the PowerPoint. And Jason will show us like this one. Okay, this is a 16 bay
yes,
and
yes.
enterprise level, and then we have 10G base T, and then we have 8 core on the CPU, right?
Yes.
So I think the icons down there are our features and advantages. So we will check one by one.
Yeah, sure. So allow me to go through the various advantages and important features on the brand new TS1677X model. You will see the various improvements and advantages over the competitors' model.
Okay.
So here we have prepared several different SKUs based on different processors and memory combination. So here, starting from the entry-level model, you will have the brand new processor that we used for the first time in the 77 series. So this is based on the AMD Ryzen 3 1200, and it's got a quad-core processing power with the 4 threads support, and the base frequency is 3.1 gigahertz, and it can turbo core up to 3.4 gigahertz.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Later we will compare this entry level with the other model that is under the same price in the market. So besides the entry level, we have more higher level is balanced and high end.
Yeah, so for the balanced model, which is suitable for all around the purpose, like different file serving purpose and different application servers. So this one's we have equipped it with Ryzen 5 1600 processor. So you will get 6 cores of processing power, and then up to 12 threads for the virtual machine to use, and also for performance enhancement in other applications. So this one, the base frequency is 3.2 gigahertz, and then can boost up to 3.6 gigahertz. Okay, and the memory, it's got 8 gigabyte of memory, comes with a dual channel setup, so 2 of the 4 gigabyte. And then on the high-end model, if you are after the best performance, definitely look at our 1677X model based on the Ryzen 7 1700 processor. So this one has 8 core processors, 8 cores of processing power, plus up to 16 threads for the computing power.
Okay.
So the base frequency is 3 gigahertz, and then can boost up to 3.7 gigahertz. So all these, you will see all the 3 different processors, they have at minimum 3 gigahertz.
Yes.
So it's quite fast for in the NAS segment.
And basically we have the CPU up to 3.1, right?
Yes.
And we will see you what is the digit of the other brand's CPU.
Yeah. Okay. So with the high-end model with the 1700 processor, also we provide 16 gigabyte DDR4 memory configuration, and also the top-end model comes with 64 gigabytes. So it's fully populated with 4 of the 16 gigabyte of memory. Okay. So after that, let's take a look at the front side of this device. So here you will see on the top still gives you, you'll get the LCD monitor with the enter and select buttons. This LCD monitor is quite useful for you to instantly check the system status of the NAS. For example, if any hard drive has an error, or the status of the LAN cable connection, and the other systems such as IP address and any other the RAID information.
Okay. Right here.
Yeah. And then so below that, you will see 4 of the 2.5-inch SSD drive base, so which allows you to install 4 additional 2.5-inch SSDs.
Okay.
So with the SSDs, it can really enhance your performance. So for example, you can configure it as a SSD read or write cache, and then also you can set up a Q-tier auto tiering to instantly and in real time to improve your storage performance on this NAS. So it will monitor the your data access rate, and then automatically moves the hard data to the SSD tier, and then move the cold data to the high capacity and slower hard drive tier.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so besides the 2.5-inch SSD drive base, you also get a 12 of the large capacity 3.5-inch drive base. And for that, you can also install the 2.5-inch drives, such as SSDs or hard drives as well on those. Yeah, and then they'll come. The 3.5-inch trays also supports the toolless installation of the 3.5-inch drives. Okay. And on the right, top right, you will see there's an IR receiver. You may wonder the Ryzen CPU, the ones available on this device, does not have a built-in GPU, so no HDMI output. And while QNAP still puts the IR receiver on the device, this is because in the later slides, you will see the 1677X supports additional PCIe graphics card. So after you have installed a graphics card, you can actually use the IR receiver together with actually purchase a remote control from QNAP to play back your multimedia and with the HDMI connection to the TV. So you can use a remote control with the IR receiver. Yeah. So after that, it will be just very simple, the power button, and then the one-touch copy button with a USB port on the front. Okay. Yeah. So now let's take when you lift the cover, you have access to the middle part. So on the middle part, this one we have actually same as other 77 series or our 82 series. We have put the CPU fan, the fan zone is a separated independent zone on the CPU side. So on this side, on this model, you get 2 of the blower fans. So one will help reduce the CPU heat. Okay, the CPU itself has a very large heatsink, and another fan will help cool it down. And then on the top fan, it can help cool down the PCI cards installed. You see on the top right, there are 2 PCI slots, so you can install multiple PCIe, for example, dual port 10G cards on that, and it can help cool it. Okay, and then for the memory starts under the fan module. After you remove the fan module, you will see 4 of the DDR4 long DIMM memory slots. So with that, you can get a very big 64 gigabyte of memory. So with this model is same as our other 77 models. Suppose the DDR4 long DIMM memory and can support dual channel. Okay. So if you are installing 2 of the memory modules onto that, please use the same size. Okay. Yeah, same capacity. So now look at the rear parts. On the rear parts, it's where the model shines. As you can see, compared to the other brands in the market, this one really gives you a lot more features. Look at the top. There's a PCIe slots. See, on the top right, PCI slot number 1, I got one of the PCI Gen 3x8 slot. So this is quite useful for graphics card. Yes. So it provides very high speed for graphics card. And also QNAP QN2 cards that can be installed here to add 2 of the M.2 SSD slots, as well as one 10G base T port. Okay, and then on the left, there are 2 more PCI slots that's half height, the shorter one. And then, so on the top one, the PCI slot number 2, suppose one of the PCIe Gen 3x4. So with Gen 3x4, you can install, for example, a dual port 10 gigabit cards. And then below that will be Gen 2x4. So that one you can install, for example, a single port 10G card. Or our upcoming PCIe wireless adapter, which is QWA-AC2600. Okay. Yeah, we'll a little bit more about it later. Okay. So below those PCI slots, you get those audio input and output. So when you install, for example, a graphics card, then with those audio ports, you can actually use our Ocean KTV to create your own karaoke machines, for example, and out any future audio apps from QNAP or from third party. Okay, now let's get to the USB ports. Okay. Here you will see many of the USB 3.1 Gen 1, so which is equivalent as the USB 3.0,
yes.
So 5 gigabit speed. Okay, you get multiple of them, and then plus one the Type-C. Okay, we have added the latest technology, the reversible Type-C port there, so you can connect to your latest Type-C external devices. Okay. And so besides USB port, you get 4 of the gigabit ports, so you can connect to do multiple subnets or to do a link aggregation to combine this together. Okay. Now, the most important new features on this model compared to the previous 77 series is we have put in 2 of the 10G base T ports on the motherboard itself. So it saves you money from buying additional 10G card to be installed. So you can use your PCI stuff for other cards. So 2 of the 10G base T ports are already integrated, and I'll get to more information about those 10G ports. Okay. And then on the right, you will see it's got a speaker. Okay, so you guys are already familiar with the system alerts. So it got the voice announcement plus the music playback. Okay. And then the 550 watts power supply. So with that, this power supply is the same as the one you will find on our 1277 NAS model. So I actually have a sample of the power supply. I will show you later in a live scene. Okay. With that, it not only provides enough power to for those so many hard drives and SSDs and the CPU system, the board itself, but also it provides additional power connector for a powerful graphics card. Okay. So for example, if you install a NVIDIA GT 1060 that requires additional graphics power cable, then you can definitely install that. Yeah, connect it here. Okay.
So we just talked about the new feature is we have 2 10G based port, right? Yeah. So okay, since now we're having more and more data to transfer, like 4K video or RAW file.
Yeah, and also about virtual mesh VPN.
Yeah. So basically, more and more people will choose to use the file with big data size. So if we support the 10G base, is there any other thing we need to know to maintain the transaction speed?
Yeah. So here you will see we actually put in the latest 10 gigabit chip inside. It is from a company called Aquantia. So it's put the model of the IC. The model name of the IC is AQC107, which you will see latest technologies. Not just 10 gigabit support, but also 5G, 2.5G are supported. So later on this year and also next year, you will see more and more wireless routers and even switches. They come with 5G and 2.5G speeds, and you will be for this NAS, you will be readily supported to work with those upcoming 5G and 2.5G. We call it the industry calls it multi-gigabit devices. Okay. Yeah, and then if you look at the cable support, you may be surprised that the existing wiring infrastructure in your offices or even your homes may already support more than 1G speed. You don't actually have to get an overhaul on your wiring infrastructure and then instantly upgrade to your 2.5G and 5G. And also, if you built your own gaming machine, your gaming PC, actually many of the gaming motherboards, they all have a built-in 5G or 10G port. Already. You can also do a direct connection with the NAS. Okay, so it's actually you can instantly create a very high-speed connection with the built-in 10G port on this device.
So we talk about that we have 3 PCIe slot, which is our biggest advantages. So for what kind of external devices we can install into the PCIe slot?
Yeah, QNAP has released many PCIe cards in the market. Okay, so the first and the important one will be the QNAP QM2 cards. Right now there are 4 different options available in the market. Yes, and then the most basic ones is it provides you for each card. It provides you either 2 of the M.2 SATA SSD ports or 2 of the M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD ports. Okay, and the advanced models besides those M.2 SSD slots, also you get one additional 10G-based port.
Okay.
That's also a 5-speed support. So with that, after you install the QM2 card onto the NAS, any of the PCIe slot, actually on the 1677X, it will require the PCIe slot 1, the same slot as the 16 bay. Okay, because on the PCIe slot 2 and 3, the card are a bit longer, so it won't fit. But we are working on a shorter version. They will also be released later, maybe in a few months. To work on the second and third slots. Okay. So with that QM2 card installed in the SSDs, you can actually quickly set up the SSD cache or the QNAP QT auto tiering support to enhance the overall system performance.
So basically, if we install the QM2 card, we will have 3 10G-based port, right?
Yes. Yeah. If you install that model. And also one thing to mention is that because those QM2 card has 2 of the M.2 SSDs, right? And then the TS1677X on the front has 4 of the 2.5 inch SSDs, right? You can also make a RAID together, to give you more protection and faster performance with the RAID 5, RAID 6. Okay. And we also, if you have some of the, if you're always on the latest technology, you're always after the latest things, then you may have one of those external SSD, or external 10G USB 3.1 10G enclosure. So with that, you can install QNAP USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type A cards, dual port. So after you install the NAS can connect with the external SSD through those USB cable to get high-speed backup. And with the Type A port, it is also backward compatible with USB 3.0 and 2.0, those legacy devices such as printers, UPS, and flash drives, for example. If your device gives you a C2C cable, don't worry about it. You can simply purchase another adapter that converts the Type C to a Type A, and then connect to this adapter. Okay, on the top right, QNAP also has many different network cards, wired or wireless. So the 1677X supports various 40 gigabit Ethernet cards and 10 gigabit Ethernet cards, and also the QNAP upcoming wireless cards. So with that, you can actually create a higher bandwidth channels between the NAS and your server, or create your own independent wireless networks that's isolated and secure to provide your clients to actually have its own preserved bandwidth for better security, such as in the last session we mentioned the cameras, IP cameras. So you can use IP camera with those our wireless AP cards and then wireless AP station to create a safe zone. Okay, so on the bottom right will be the expansion. Even though this device is already huge, right, large capacity. But if someday you run out of capacity, there are many ways to expand the NAS capacity. So one of the ways is to expand is to install a SAS card. So QNAP has a SAS card called with a part number called SAS-12G2E. After you install this with a mini SAS cable, you can actually connect up to 4 additional REXP expansion units. Right now we have a 10 bay unit. And then you can connect up to 4. So it instantly gives you up to 40 hard drives capacity, 40 of them. So you can, with these together, 5 devices up to like 400 or 500 terabyte support. And so if you don't choose this way, you can expand the NAS capacity with many different options. One of them will be the virtual JBAR, right? With the virtual JBAR is through a QNAP iSCSI connection to a remote QNAP NAS. So with the iSCSI connection, actually you can connect to a unused space on the remote NAS, up to 8 of them, 8 devices. You can also create storage pools and volume to expand the NAS capacity.
So we just check all the external devices, and we have 3 PCIe slots. And when we were checking the rear panel, we have like speaker, microphone, internet port, and so many other things. But there was one thing was missing. What is that? We don't have. It's not made by QNAP. We don't have HDMI, which means we don't have graphic cards. So why we don't have graphic card? Because there are several important reasons. So Jason will tell later. But since we have 3 PCI slots, one can provide you to install your own graphic cards. So we will show you some information about what kind of graphic cards you can install into this NAS.
Yeah. So just like Sam just mentioned, the 1677X does not, the Pro CPU does not have an integrated GPU inside, so no HDMI output. But QNAP is a pioneer in the NAS with GPU support. So with that, on the PCI step number 1, you can actually install a graphics card. So when you get the NAS, you can, with the QTS 4.3.4, it's already on board. You can already install a GPU card onto that. So it can be either NVIDIA or the AMD based graphics card. Okay, and here you will see the supported dimension. And then also on the QNAP website, we have a section called compatibility list. You can also go there and then select a model like this model, and then you will show the various, I think usually at least 20 or 30 different cards that we have tested. They can be fit in there, and then also functionally works. So with that, it actually enables more features, not just the traditional NAS storage features, like you will see there. Not just you can pass through the GPU card, the graphics power to a virtual machine, but also you can use it for the AI machine learning, deep learning usage with our QAI platform. Okay, we'll get a little bit more to that. And then also with our QTS, you can also assign this graphic card to the QTS to have an HDMI output and other applications. So here is more in-depth walkthrough about that. So with the with the GPU card, there are 2 different options you can select. Just like here, you will go to control panel and then hardware section. And then from there, you will see the information of your installed graphics card. Okay, we have given you the manufacturer, the model, the model of the GPU IC, and then the different current resource information. And then from there, you can assign this GPU card to be used by one of the 2 options. So the first option would be the virtual station. From there, with virtual station, this passes through to the Windows or Linux virtual machine. Currently, it supports either AMD or NVIDIA graphics card. Okay, and the second option will be hybrid backup station, Linux station, and also for hardware accelerated transcoding. Okay, and right now this feature supports NVIDIA based graphics card only. So included the GTX 1050, 1060 up to P1000 also workstation graphics card. And also recent, I think maybe 6 months ago, NVIDIA also released the entry-level model GT 1030. It's about maybe $70 can also work with this device. Yeah. So with that, you get.
You really have to mention about the price of the 1030. That's awkward.
Yeah, it's just very. You can easily get those multimedia feature. Yeah, very easily and very affordable. Yeah. And then also with the HDMI output, you can also like this one shows, you can also purchase another optional QNAP remote control to do media playback.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So since we are talking about what kind of GPU card we can install, so I think we should tell our viewers why we suggest you to install the GPU card and what will be helpful for our CPU.
Yeah. So here, this one shows the example of how the GPU can help a virtual machine to release its CPU power to do other tasks. Okay. So here you will see on the left, this is the architecture of a virtualization station, and then with a GPU pass-through support. So underneath that, there will be a GPU card with a discrete GPU card, and then on top of that, you will have our Linux kernel virtual machine, virtual technology. And then on top of that will be our web UI with the virtual station. And then on top of that will be the virtual machine that's being hosted in the virtual station. So we can pass through this card into one VM. Just remember it's one card for one VM. Okay. So on the right will be the comparison of the GPU without GPU and with GPU. So before you add because with VM, some of the tests that require it may be GPU related, but it will need a CPU to do a computation. However, after you have added the GPU card and then enable it for VM, you will see there's a dramatic improvement. So before the GPU will be 68% CPU usage. But after you added the GPU card, you can see the GPU utilization is dropped down to 21%.
Wow.
Yeah, so this allows you to do more, to free up the CPU resource to do more other tasks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So this is one benefit of the GPU pass-through to the virtual machine.
So, okay, so we were talking about the GPU, and at the previous slides, we see there is a QUAI, the icon on the slides. So, how can GPU card help with the QUAI, and what can QUAI do for us?
So for artificial intelligence, it's probably the current hot topic besides the VR. Right now, everyone talks about AI. You see mobile phone ICs, they emphasize the AI support. Okay, and then so more and more developers, they are more interested on learning more about AI because someday you may make a lot of money with your programs. So with that. Traditionally, without a QNAP NAS and the QAI software, the platform, then there are two different ways to do that, to develop your own AI framework and architecture. First one is you have a traditional, very powerful server, okay? And then you have another, because you train the model, the database is getting huge, bigger and bigger over the days. So you will need another NAS to store the data, okay, to train the information. But there are some disadvantages with that. First one is the server environment may be difficult to set up. Okay, and then now use the data between the server and the NAS. It consumes your bandwidth. So your network bandwidth will be consumed by this traditional server and database schema. Okay. Now, now you will say, okay, I don't do that. I will try to do my AI in one of these cloud platforms. Okay, there are some hosted cloud storage provider and AI providers. You want to do your training there, do your experiment there. But you have to worry about the first one is the bandwidth cost. Because the data up and down, it can be quite a lot with that over time. Secondly is a privacy issue, because you send all your for example, private information and, for example, your photos and also your company sensitive data.
You know the latest news about iCloud in China?
Somebody
revealed his password. And so before I joined QNAP, I always thought that the more bigger the storage company is
safer.
The cloud storage company is, the more safer it will be. But the news just changed my mind and give me a very astonishing concept about, oh my God, I think everyone should have his own NAS. So like AI, okay, maybe that's, for example, face recognition. That's one of the AI function, right?
Yes.
So when we are building this face recognition, we need to put a lot like face picture and onto the machine. When we are trying to coding that. But if we put all these things in cloud, no matter what kind of cloud, it's dangerous. And more dangerous once this is not your private cloud. So everyone try to get something new and try to get something more safer than before. So this is how for the developer or the MIS,
IT guys, even students in the related field, they can easily use the NAS plus our QAI software, and then plus the GPU card to develop their own different AI training model and framework.
Protect your things with our NAS, and you can just download the TensorFlow and the Cafe on our App Center, right?
Yes, so those will be, or actually you can find those in our container station. So there are many containers you can use and then ready to be developed. And then also with our App Center, we also provide the NVIDIA driver, GPU driver available. So it's very easy just to install a connect station QAI software and then NVIDIA driver and then install a card. And then you have your own private AI developer platform with that.
Okay. So when we're talking about we have this new 1677X series, of course we have something. We have some upgrades to our QTS. So let's see what can 1677 with the new QTS and a good GPU card will help for virtualization station and container station.
Sure. With the QTS 4.3.4, you get a brand new storage and snapshot manager. So help you easily create a snapshot and then do sort of advanced stuff with a more user-friendly user interface. And then also we have a lot of system enhancement tools such as the QBoost. So you can actually quickly enhance the system some text performance by killing some unwanted application text, and also release your more memory available. And then we also provide release many different multimedia related software such as Cinema 28. So you can easily put you in control to stream the different just stream the multimedia content to various devices around your homes and offices. And also we launched the latest QCard agent. So it's like your personal private calendar. You can set up and store on the NAS. Okay. On the virtualization side, QNAP has long supported the virtual station and then container station. So actually it's very easy to install Windows virtual machine or Linux virtual machines and then various container apps to the NAS to run your own test.
That's cool.
Okay.
And for the next slide is the one I like the most in today's all of today's topic. Let's check on that. Is comparison. Okay. Easily you can see that it's a QNAP with Synology, right? We compare our 1677 with the DS3617. Well, remember what I just said, like focus on the entry level, no matter if you are a reseller, you are a system integrator, or you are an enterprise user. Why? Because we just now we're going to compare our QNAP, the machine with Ryzen 3 and the Synology, the spec 13617. We check on the cores and the threads and the base frequency, boost frequency, and the cache. Well, under this page, we can see that basically our CPU processor, the function and the efficient somehow is equivalent to the Synology one because, okay, they have 8 threads, we have 4 threads, but our CPU frequency is more higher. Like we just said, basically we started from 3.1. And then we have an 8 megabyte cache, megabyte or megabit?
Megabyte.
Megabyte cache. So when we are comparing something, first thing is we will compare the spec. We will compare the hardware spec, software spec, and then the flexibility of the machine and of the products. So we have 3 PCIe slots, and then we have 8 USB connect the ports. And then we have speaker, we have 2 built-in 10G port. So with this, we can expand your storage at least, I think, maybe 9? At least 9.
8 for BJ bar connections, and then up to 4 for the SAS-based ISP units.
12. So basically, we can expand to at least 12 expansion devices. But we can check on the 3617. Maybe it's not that much, right? So when we compare the hardware spec and the flexibility of these products, then we make sure the CP value is more higher than Synology. Then we go to the price range. Since this model has not been officially released yet, so if you are interested into this spec, I think you just follow Amazon, PC Home, or all the other online shop vendors, and I think this spec will be released in
a few weeks.
Maybe
you can
end of March or
you will see more and more. You should see the information, price information in a few weeks in various channels. But our QNAP website today already has this 16.7 the model information on the website. So if you are interested in learn more after the video broadcast, feel free to check out qnap.com.
Yeah, so this is just the entry level of QNAP new products like the 1677 Ryzen 3, right? So when you check on the price, you will see how valuable our new product is. But this is just only the Ryzen 3. We have Ryzen 5 and Ryzen 7. So basically, we provide you 4 different specs on the hardware side.
Yeah, CPU and the different RAM combinations.
So with all the scale of the product line, you will see how powerful and how sincere QNAP want to bring you for this new products.
Yeah, so unlike a competitor's model, which only gives you one PCI slot, so you have to choose between, you want to put it in the 10G card or you want to put the SSD card for the SSD cache. But with our 1677X, you get 3 PCI slots, so you can freely use whatever you want.
So reseller and system integrator just take focus on our new products. This will give you more profit when you are having new projects. Installing a NAS. Okay.
So now with such a high frequency, compared to the other models, what can you do with what kind of benefits you get with those high frequency and high number of threads?
Surprise me.
Okay, so QNAP, we also launched virtual QTS called VQTS for the 77 series a few months ago. Okay, for the 77 series. So of course the 1677X also supports it. So now you can also instantly create a virtual QTS on this device, and then there are many benefits that are associated with that. Let's take a look at the first one. Is actually compared in the past, you may have to purchase multiple NAS models, multiple NAS devices for various departments in your organization. But with this VQTS, you can just purchase this one big CT77X, and you can set up various VQTS to serve the different departments. So with that, you can create the different administrators and then users, and then so separate their own privilege and give it different access controls. And also, you can also set up for different QTS with different apps you can install. See, each VQTS has its own app store. So you can actually customize your own application servers with different VQTS to serve the various purposes. So with VQTS, it's just like a virtual machine. You can also assign various hardware resources to the VQTS, such as CPU, memory, and how much storage space, and also the network ports. And you may wonder, I will show you the UI, but you may wonder what's missing. The one we mentioned.
We have CPU, we have RAM, we have hard drive, we have PC. We don't have GPU.
Graphics card.
We don't have graphics.
Right now it is not supported yet, but we are working hard on that. So later this year, the VQTS can also take advantage of the external graphics card to get its own graphics power, processing power. So let's switch to the QTS UI, and then let us quickly check the VQTS user interface.
So we change to the other computer. So this is our
virtual station 3 user interface, and then you will see there are already several VQTS, 2 VQTS layer 3 layer installed. So I'm just gonna show you how you can easily create a VQTS. So here on the top here, there's a create a VQTS. Click on that, and then I choose create a VQTS. Now I'll give it a name. Test VQTS. And then here we will get a QTS version. And if it's the first time you use it, it will take time to download it from the internet. But once it's been downloaded, it will be stored on the NAS storage, so you don't have to download again. Save you a lot of time. CPU cores, you can decide how many cores. Since this model I have here is Ryzen 7 1700, so you get 16 threads. So you see 16 virtual CPUs here you can use. And you set up, you define how much memory, and then you select storage for this virtual image. Select public, click OK. Capacity, I choose the default 250 gigabyte. And now network, I will use this virtual switch that has a external connection. And then click here. You can set if you want a VNC remote connection. You can also set a password just to be safe. I'm gonna skip that. If you skip that, get a warning. Don't worry about it. Click create. and you will see how fast you can create this VQTS instance.
It's like in 2 seconds.
Yeah. So here you will see a VQTS already set up.
Okay? I haven't finished my woo.
Okay, and now to access your existing virtual QTS, there's below that, the first one you will see a console output, so it's like a command line. So to access the QTS, there's a Q button there, QTS portal, and click on this IP. So here you will see, sorry, let me switch to English. So here you will see, if it's the first time you create QTS, you need to go through the different settings. Okay, so yeah, the username, password, and network time, this kind of stuff. Okay.
And when it's done, it's done.
Yeah. Then you can start to, for example, set up your create users privileges folders, and then install various apps
like a normal QTS.
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. So let's switch back to the presentation.
Okay. So this is what the VQTS can do. And okay, so we will see something more about the VQTS about our machine.
So if you want to run this wonderful VQTS capability, you will need at least a Ryzen 5 6-core processor. Okay. So this one we have 3 different SKUs here available. So 16700 and then 1700. Okay. So with the 6 cores, you can create 2 VQTS instances. With the 8 cores, you get 4 VQTS instances. Okay.
Good.
So right now, this one is exclusive on the 77 series. Okay.
Sure.
So after that, with the introduction of a VQTS, let's take a look at the another surveillance feature that's also very useful for this big capacity NAS, because 12 hard drive capacity, and then if you put in 6 terabytes,
like an array,
maybe 8 cameras, maybe 2 or 3 years at least.
I think more than that.
Yeah. Okay. So with the surveillance station, you get you can add 3 channels, just like a 77, and you can expand up to maximum 80 channels. And with our brand new QBR Pro, you also get 8 free channels, but you can expand it to maximum 128. Okay. And if you have some USB webcam laying around, from Logitech or Microsoft, with one thing to keep in mind is the UVC standard. UVC is a universal camera driver, something like that. So if the camera supports that, then you can easily connect it to our NAS, and then install this QUSB cam too to do a live view. And then if you set up in the QBR Pro, can also do a recording, so you can easily monitor the surroundings near the NAS to give you a safer environment.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So this is something about the surveillance, and then we are going to check what is inside this machine.
Yes.
And we will show you how to upgrade your memory easily, and then where to install the graphic cards, and then the other things.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will switch our thing into the other webcam. Okay.
So you need your help.
As you can see, this is our machine. I'm gonna hold back the camera. It's very professional. You see, this is my iPhone right here. How big it is. See? A very professional one with 8, 4, 12, 3.5-inch hard disk, and 4, 2.5 for your Q-tier auto tiering. And here is where you can input your PCIe and gigaport, 10 gigaport, 3 fans. Very beautiful one.
Yeah. So to upgrade the parts, you can. It's very easy. Simply just remove the screws on the back, and then you can lift the cover, and then make the cover to stand. Okay. And then you will see the PCI slot here. Probably need you have to just show the audience the PCI slot location.
Here, where? PCIe right here.
The PCI slot. So after you remove the bracket, then you can install this GPU card here easily.
I give you 5 seconds. 1, 2. Okay, that's it.
And then put a screw there. And if your graphics card, like I mentioned, if it's a GT 1060 that require additional power, then our power supply also provides this GPU power cable. Okay, So one is a 6-pin, and then the other one is a 6-pin plus 2-pin up to 8-pin. You can combine together.
Okay.
So this provides additional power to the graphics card.
Sure.
Okay.
So why don't we show them where to install the RAM?
Yeah. So here you have the fan module here. So you want to remove the screw first, and then you can take out the fan module. Okay. Now after that, you have the access to the four memory slots. Below that,
we have right here 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can install 4. And for the hardware limit, we can support up to 64
gigabyte of memory total.
Yeah, okay. Very good.
Yeah. And so the other PCIe slots here, you can just install the additional 10 gigabit card on that. Okay?
And maybe our
QWA AC2600. You can also install that onto the available graphics card.
We have
not just one, more than 2.
Yeah, we have something. We have a video about this card, and if you like our video or you want to get to know something more about this wireless card, wireless adapter card, please check our video last week.
Yeah.
I think it is with 453 TS453BE.
TS53BE.
Okay.
X53BE.
Yeah, check on that title of the video, and you will see more about this wireless card.
Okay, let's switch back to the presentation slide.
Okay, so that is the outlook of our 1677X, a big one, a professional one. It's a beauty. So
now the last part is the last live demo here is to compare the transcoding performance before installing the graphics card and after. Okay,
because we have just installed a new card and we want to see how can this card help the CPU, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we check on the speed.
So let's switch to the QTS UI again. So here I have prepared two different 1677X.
Yeah.
So this one is has no graphics card installed. Okay, just to show you that I'm not cheating. So no card installed.
Cards.
Yeah. And now I'm gonna go back to the multimedia management here, and then go to background transcoding task. Okay, and now here on a different device. Let me close this tab. Also on the control panel, I want to show you that I have installed a graphics card. Go to hardware here, graphics card. Okay. So this one has a NVIDIA GT 1050 installed. You can also quickly see that on the dashboard. If you have installed it, it will also actually show up here. Very nifty feature. Okay, you can easily know the status. Okay, let me close it out again. Okay, and so on the control panel, I'm gonna go to the also again multimedia management. Okay, let me maximize it, and then multimedia management. I also go to the background transcoding. Okay, now switch back to the one without the GPU. I'm going to the file station, file station here, and then select the file, no GPU here. I'm gonna choose one. Okay, let me just delete the file here, just in case. Okay, delete permanently. Okay, so here I'm gonna select this file. So it is a 4K H.264 file there. So this is I'm gonna transcode it. Okay, add to transcode. Here. So resolution, I'm gonna choose 1080p. So it's gonna transcode this 4K to 1080p. Okay, with
the size of this file is around 1.2 gigabyte. So we will compare this
the same file will be on the other NAS with a GPU card.
But we will start with the machine without GPU card.
Yeah, we will start a machine without GPU card.
Yeah, we give it like some more seconds.
Okay, so I'm gonna click OK.
Go. And then, let's go to.
It's okay. Let's see. But because I'm pretty sure the one with the card should win. Okay.
Let's check on that.
Okay. So now it's been added transcoding. So now it's gonna to transcode. Okay, you get the status. Okay. So now go to the other one. Okay. Go to yes. GPU. Select the same file.
1.2 gigabyte.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Let me delete that first. Don't worry, I shouldn't lose with the GPU card. Okay, again, select Add to Transcode, select 1080p, uncheck this 360, click OK. Now go to Control Panel, and later on it should show it will be added to a transcoding.
Okay, now it's already 20%.
Yep.
Yeah, it's feeling better now.
Yep. So let's see, it should be added to here. Okay, here, transcoding.
76.
Okay. Let's go back.
What about the other one?
We can let it finish and then come back to the other one.
Okay.
Or it shouldn't take too long. But let's. Okay, the other one with our GPU still at 79%.
Yeah, it's only a half. At a half of that on the way, right?
So you can see I already delayed. Whoa, it's done.
Good.
So let's go to the finished. So it only took 26 seconds to transcode this 1.2 gigabyte file, and then 1 minute 47 seconds long. Okay. How about the other one without a GPU still being transcoded?
Okay. So this is how the good graphic cards can help the CPU to improve the efficiency while the NAS is working. So that is not only on the transcoding, right? But both on the other like
any other GPU related tests can be accelerated through this. For example, if you do the VM and then QAI, you can do it for deep learning, machine learning. Can really speed up the performance.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now switch back.
It's still running. So
probably it's okay. You get the idea. Based on test, about 5 times faster.
Yeah. So,
let's go back to the PowerPoint slide. Okay.
So after we check about the memory and the graphic cards, and we make sure how fast the graphic card can help.
Yes.
So let's talk about the 10G base T.
So with this device, on the motherboard already you get the 2 of the 10G base T ports, 5-speed support. Okay, so actually you don't have to spend another, budget for the 10G card. Using the same 2 ports. And then you can also install a compatible QNAP 40 gigabit and then 10 gigabit various interfaces, the cards. Okay, and then here you will see with a dual port integrated 10G base T ports, you can actually basically 2,000 megabyte per second. And so I'm going to show you with a live test of the 10 gigabit performance. So let's switch to the QTS again.
How do we check the performance? We have a special tool.
Here I set up an I/O meter with a sequential transfer on the 64K. So with that, I have already in the environment. I have set up two of the PCs with a 10G card. Okay. So each one has a 1 10G port, and then connected to the 1677X, the 2 10G port.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so here I have an I/O meter software already set up, and then here it will actually set up so it can show the combined speed of the 2 10G PCs that's writing and reading from the NAS. Yeah. So first I'm gonna test the read. So I'm gonna select the SR64KB sequential read. Click Add, and then click on the start test. Yeah, flag, and I'm not going to save the information, the result. Okay, so here you will see, it's already over 2,000 megabyte per second.
So fast.
Very fast. Okay, so let me close that and then stop it.
Is that per second?
Yeah, per second. Megabyte per second with I/O meter test.
That fast.
So yeah, you will see the CPU is really powerful and the 10G
that is also download or
that is a read, so it's a download.
So basically for 1 MP3 it take like 5 mega.
Higher one maybe 8 megabyte.
Okay, so let's take 8 megabytes.
Probably milliseconds
per minute. So we have 2.4 thousand per second on the downloading speed.
2,400 megabyte per second.
So am I right?
For 8?
One song.
8 megabyte. Yes.
Yeah. So it's like, can you see? 300 songs in 1 minute. 1 second. Come on.
Okay. Well, if you are working with the 10G base, if you are working with a very large single file with a VM BMDK, this is a big file. It really helps, transmitting in a few seconds.
So fast.
If you are a content creator, it's also very useful for your videos.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna test the sequential write performance. Okay, I select the sequential write and then click the test. Okay, I don't save the result, and then let's see the write performance. Okay, for write also over 2,000 megabyte per second, right? With
still
the test.
So fast.
Still quite fast.
Astonishing, surprising. Yeah, cool.
Okay, so this just concludes the live test of the 1677X with onboard two 10G ports. Okay, and then I have installed all the SSDs with the Wi-Fi setup, and then to show you just how powerful the CPU and the platform is.
Okay,
let's go back to the slide.
So here I'm going to show you. I can make the conclusion. The 16-bay enterprise level 1677X. What are the advantages compared to 3617 from Synology? First, we have 3 levels of the processor, and the Ryzen 3, our entry-level processor, can already compare to the 3617
with a higher frequency.
With a higher frequency and with a bigger cache, right? We have 8 megabyte, and they have 6 megabyte, and that's a fact. And besides that, we have Ryzen 5 and Ryzen 7, which we provide a higher and higher specs, no matter it's on the processor or the
more
DDR4 and more
cores
and more threads. So basically with that, your performance of uploading, downloading virtualization station or your container station or background transcoding or your internet transaction speed will be much better than the Ryzen 3 already. And we don't say competitor, we say good friends, okay? And we have built-in 2 10 gigabit T on our rear panel, and then we have 3 PCIe slots, but for graphic cards or the other
10G cards,
wireless card,
QM2 cards, USB cache.
And our good friend, he has like
only one PCI slot.
So for this, the difference is that we have a better flexibility on external devices installation, no matter it's for expansion devices or you want to have your own LAN environment, or you want to have your own higher speed transaction, and or you want to have bigger storage capacity. You can all do that with our 1677X. So let me mention that again. If you are an enterprise user, you are looking for a good enough and safe enough machine with a good hardware specs. Compared to the same price, you can choose ours. But after you check our price, you will find that QNAP has more value on every of the time you spend. So for enterprise user, put focus on our specs, and for reseller and system integrator, you should put more focus on the specs when choosing 3617, because by the flexibility, by the hardware specs, by it can bring you more profit. I have no doubt. So that is all for the summary and the conclusion for 1677 that will bring you today. So let's go back to our live scene. Let's go back to our live scene, and sorry, I have a slightly cough. So Friday we will have different topic that we will talk about the X53,
X73, TS-X73,
X73 series.
Also based on AMD processor.
Based on AMD processor. So I bet that is a high level product, right? So today's topic, the Ryzen NAS family, we have 16-bay 1677X, that is an AI-oriented series. And thank you for all the detailed information that you bring to all of our viewers. Thank you, Jason, for coming today. And if you like our video or you have some questions, you can just drop any message down there, and we will find it, and we will react to ASAP. So remember to subscribe our channel, and we will see you on this Friday on QNAP live show.
See you again. Bye bye. Bye.